He is a kind, loving husband and father whose greatest ambition in life is to make his family happy. That tribute by his wife, Ethel Reynolds Smith, describes a prophet of God, Joseph Fielding Smith, 10th president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Grandson of Hiram Smith, and son of President Joseph F. Smith and Julina Lamson Smith. Joseph Fielding Smith was born in this home on July 19th in the United States centennial year of 1876, almost in the shadow of the Salt Lake Temple, then under construction. Brigham Young was then president of the church. All of the Smith children were instructed in gospel principles and delighted in the times when their father was able to instruct them personally. Joseph Fielding himself recalled, "Among my fondest memories are the hours I spent by his side discussing principles of the gospel and receiving instruction as only he could give it. In this way, the foundation for my own knowledge was laid in truth." Young Joseph Fielding learned the importance of hard work on the family farm in Salt Lake County. He also assisted his mother, a licensed midwife, in her travels. He said, "I remember getting up in the middle of the night and hitching up the horse. I would then drive my mother to the home of an expectant mother so she could serve as midwife. I would sit in the buggy and wait. I wondered why babies were so often born in the middle of the night." Joseph's childhood was filled with typical boyish activities and sports. He was especially fond of baseball. He became an expert at handball as well, a game he did not give up until he was 65, and then only at his doctor's insistence. Giving up handball was one of the hardest things he ever did, he said. He also enjoyed reading from his early youth. He often hurried through his farm duties so he could go to his father's library to study. His brothers recall that he would often be missed at a ball game, only to be found in the hayloft, reading the scriptures. By the age of 12, he had read the Book of Mormon. Joseph attended the LDS College in Salt Lake City for 2 years after he finished high school, and he had a back-breaking job as cash boy at ZCMI department store, hauling heavy sacks in the wholesale grocery department. Then, at the age of 21, he married Louie Shurtleff, a beautiful girl who roomed at the Smith home while attending the University of Utah, where West High School now stands in Salt Lake City. He received a mission call to the British Isles only 1 year after his marriage, where he labored in Nottingham, the land of Robin Hood and his merry men. The Mormons were not popular in England at that time, and the elders were sometimes pelted with mud, garbage, or manure during street meetings. Upon returning from his mission, he began working in the church historian's office. In 1906, he was appointed church historian. He had gained valuable experience for this assignment earlier in his life, when he worked without pay as secretary to his father, who had also been church historian. During the 64 years he spent in the church historian's office, he helped to organize and direct the work of the Genealogical Society and was instrumental in initiating the massive microfilming work of the society. Shortly after his appointment to the church historian's office, Louis died after only 10 years of marriage. With 2 motherless children to care for, Joseph sought guidance and inspiration in selecting a new companion. He found her in the historian's office, a young co-worker named Ethel Reynolds. In 1901, she became his second wife. During 30 years of marriage, they had 9 children, 5 sons and 4 daughters, making a total of 11 children in the household. His children recall that he never used physical punishment as a way of disciplining. One son described his method.
He just put both hands on our shoulders and would look into our eyes and say, "I wish my kiddies would be good," and we got the message.
In April 1910, Joseph Fielding Smith was appointed to the Council of the 12, being ordained by his father, President Joseph F. Smith. This marked the fulfillment of a promise in his patriarchal blessing. As a general authority, he traveled extensively. While visiting missions in Europe, immediately preceding the outbreak of World War II, he was asked to extend his stay to oversee the evacuation of missionaries from Europe.